The United States will support Ukraine for as long as it takes.
So make no mistake, we will support Ukraine's self-defense for as long as it takes.
The United States will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes.
And as it rebuilds the future, and we're going to be there as long as that takes.
Okay. Well, I'd love to know what that means. Joining me now, Victoria Coates, who hopefully knows what that means. She's the VP of Foreign Policy Heritage Foundation, former White House Deputy National Security Advisor. Okay, Victoria, I hear this line a lot. As long as it takes, as long as it takes, as much as they need, as long as it takes. Well, as long as it takes can take a long time, Victoria. How long is this going to take?
Well, Jesse, my friend, good to be with you. Unfortunately, I think what this means is that the administration is trying to force the Congress to provide an undated blank check to the Ukraine cause, regardless of what European partners might be doing and even what the Ukrainians themselves may ask for, that this is their blanket line. This is their strategy. And unfortunately, what it means is a very, very stiff tab for the U.S. taxpayer for things they might not necessarily want to be on the hook for, including, as the president was been saying in his remarks there, suggesting that we would be doing something about reconstruction of Ukraine. They can make that ask, but they're going to have to go to the Congress for it. They can't just keep writing these blank, undated checks.
Victoria, you say they can't, and I know they're not supposed to be able to, but they keep writing checks. How is any of this legal?
Unfortunately, there's been bipartisan support for giving the administration a pass and actually engaging the Congress on this, most egregiously with the enormous, I think, $1.2 trillion Omni right before the first of the year, which crammed $40 billion for Ukraine into that gigantic domestic spending bill and then made it all about it, the must pass, because otherwise you're a Putin apologist. Now, what was interesting is over the summer, when it looked like they were going to have to come back to the Congress, which had a whole long list of questions for them, they found two pots of money totaling $10 billion, I guess, in the couch of the cushions of the Pentagon, which allowed them to keep this up over the summer. And most egregiously, though, Jesse, what they're proposing to do now is tack this to the FEMA funding, to the disaster relief, primarily targeted towards hurricane relief, that needs to be passed for American citizens during what's supposed to be a very active hurricane season. And most shamefully, they've allowed the FEMA account to go into the red, so that this will be truly must-pass funding. And how could you, as a lawmaker from a vulnerable state, vote against this, even if it includes funding for Ukraine, which you might not support?
You want to watch our special on George Washington? It's freaking awesome. Well, you can. All you have to do is become a First TV supporter. That gives you access to all of our specials on demand, and it's cake. All you have to go to is thefirsttv.com/support. Thefirsttv.com/support. Become a supporter. Enjoy learning about George Washington.